The City of Dublin Natural Gas provides the most cost-efficient source of energy available today. So for your home, choose the most natural resource. Safe, clean, efficient. All new subdivisions around the Dublin area have natural gas available. Start reducing your energy bills today with Dublin City Natural Gas Department. Natural gas, the smart choice. Call 277-5048 today and let us help you start saving today.
This morning, we're fortunate enough to have the doctor with us that runs Middle Georgia State University. That is Dr. Christopher Blake, and we're going to talk a little bit more about him in a minute. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to have our speakers up. We're going to have Josh Powell with the city, Trey Kemp with the county commissioners, Jerry Reagan with the Chamber of Commerce, and Mary McDonald with MGA.
Good morning, everybody. I was going to do a sorry joke about raising taxes or something and it being April Fool's, but I won't do that. In fact, what the city is actually working on is the complete opposite. I mentioned that at one of the previous breakfasts that the mayor and council have a real interest in helping and looking to assist small businesses. And one way we're trying to do that is with our occupation tax ordinance. And that is under works. And in fact, we'll have a first reading of an ordinance to amend those rates and help small businesses with that annual tax that's charged by the city. So that's some good news from the city. Other good news is I'm very excited, and here with us today is Tara Bradshaw. You may have seen we've hired her as our city planner, and today is her first day. And so, yeah. Tara is, of course, no stranger to anybody in this room, and she has done a lot of work for downtown Dublin and Dublin at large by the work she's done for downtown. And I'm just so excited that we have somebody that's going to be focused on the big picture for development in Dublin, helping guide the mayor and council in the decisions that they make. Tara has great expertise in development and comprehensive planning, and I'm just looking forward to her bringing those talents to the city. You've also seen, probably if you've been by Stubbs Park lately, we've had a lot of work going on over there. We've removed one of the roads that cuts through the park. Trying to get ready for the big development that's going to happen inside the park. And in fact, we'll be getting together a committee through the mayor and council to start looking at what plans are going to actually happen inside the park area. So that's really exciting. As you may have seen, the transportation part of Stubbs Park improvements is already underway. And so we are looking forward to starting to focus on our city parks, getting them back up to snuff. And so thank you for your support in that.
Good morning, y'all. I want to go back in time to the year of our Lord, 1992. A piece of cinematic history. Terminator 2 came out. It's one of my all-time favorite movies, maybe top 3. In that movie, one of the police officers looks at a computer terminal in their car, and they get all this data about the person they're looking for. And fast forward to 2021, I'm stuck in the sheriff's office parking lot with my keys in my truck. And they're trying to help me get Jimmy my truck door. And one of the deputies who comes out there says, hey, you know what would be really great? If I don't have to write my tickets when I'm at home off duty. And I'm thinking, 1992, the technology existed to do all that kind of stuff for law enforcement officers. And in 2021, sheriff's deputies are writing these tickets at home when they're eating supper with their families. So as of, I think it'll be next month, we're going to have that same exact technology where you can basically scan someone's driver's license when they get pulled over, and all of this data on this individual will be fed directly to the law enforcement officer so they can then go ahead and write a ticket or pull a warrant or whatever it is that they need to do based on who they pulled over. That same technology is going to allow our first responders, 911, EMS, rural fire, when they go to a site, they're going to have tons of data on that site before they even get there. Before, they were waiting for a dispatcher, and I didn't even know this until October last year. They were waiting for a dispatcher to give them all this information over a radio that may or may not have been scratchy, or there may have been something that wasn't included in a dispatch. Well, now they're going to have every piece of information that's publicly and privately available on that individual to help better serve them, directly available to a terminal to them when they're on site. So that's something I think the county probably should have done a while back, but I'm very, very proud that all the commissioners have dedicated themselves to spending the money it's going to take to get us up to the 2022. So that's what we got going on in Lawrence County. Y'all have a great day.
Spring has sprung here at Dublin Chevy Nissan in Dublin, Georgia. Our inventory is blooming with new Pathfinders, Frontiers, Yukons, and Tahoes. And with spring break coming up, there's never a better time to come into our award-winning service department for a checkup. And remember, Doug sells service well. With that spring trip coming up, there's never a better time to find a new or pre-owned SUV. If you see an HD or a Tahoe on our lot or online, don't wait or you'll miss out. Hurry in to Dublin Chevy Nissan.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and cooling unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new Amana, offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Cooling, your Amana dealer. Amana lasts and lasts and lasts.
Real quickly, and Heath is not here, so if you promise not to tell on me, I'm going to be the briefest person up here because he doesn't like haste as far as chamber talk goes. Just two quick items. We have the chamber blood drive coming up on April 20th. That is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Here right in the room that you sit in currently. And also a program that we're working on for the summer is a Summer Youth Works program. And many of you may have heard of that. It was actually put into place in 2019. A lot of companies participated in that. Of course, with COVID, the last 2 years, that program has been put on hold. Well, it's coming back in full force this year. So if you have any interest in that, please let the chamber know. It's an 8-week program. It taps into the youth of our community. They actually have to apply for a position and interview. The interview will be held at the Technical College, and that will be on the 27th from 9 to 12. From a personal standpoint, we actually utilized that program at Capital City Bank 2 years ago, and it was fantastic. Our student went on to be valedictorian of East Lawrence High School. So she was very energetic, very involved, and very much wanted to be there. So it's a great opportunity for you to look at someone, and it may be someone that you want to keep on full time. She did not want to stay on at the bank as a non-college graduate, so she's in college now, but nonetheless, it's a great program. If you have any interest in that, please reach out to the chamber. It says 23 open positions now, Paige, is that still correct?
Right now it's 38.
Very good. So it's grown from that just Tuesday of this week. So thank you, guys.
My name is Mary McDonald, and I am the Vice President for University Advancement at Middle Georgia State University, and I am also Executive Director of the MGA Foundation. I'm so pleased that the university and the foundation could sponsor this breakfast this morning because of the support we receive from this community. Dr. Blake is going to speak shortly about all of the work that we have going on here in the Dublin community, including telling you a little bit about these boards we have over here. I'm still relatively new in this role. I've been here about 6 months, but I'm a Georgia native. After 7 years out of the state, I am thrilled to be back here at home and serving the communities that shaped me as a child and young adult, and Dublin was one of those. I grew up in rural Georgia, just north of Macon, and my mother is a native of Alma, Georgia. You know, it's down in South Georgia in Bacon County, and I spent my childhood driving up and down I-16. And Dublin has always been a touchstone for me because it was halfway between my parents' house and Alma. And so we would stop here, we would get lunch, we would gas up. Dublin was our spot. And then we would continue on to my grandparents' house. When I look at employment opportunities, when I was looking for a job, I think something that is important to me is construction and renovation. It shows an institution that's alive. It shows life. It shows that it's thriving and growing. So immediately upon starting my position at MGA, we started our renovations of the Dublin campus. So I was so excited to know that I was at the right place. It's at an institution that's growing. Dublin is also a city that's growing. This is not the same place that I stopped in my childhood. It's no longer just a McDonald's and a Friendly Gus off I-16. You have this incredible downtown. You have some of my favorite restaurants now in the state. Last night I was at Company Supply yet again for the Zydeco salad. I love it. So I'm thrilled at the future ahead for Dublin and for Middle Georgia State, and I'm excited to play a small part. Now, I'm a fundraiser, so it wouldn't be me if I didn't talk a little bit about how you can help Middle Georgia State. I feel very strongly about scholarship support for our students. We are very fortunate here in the state that we have the Hope Grant that covers some of the tuition money that students spend to go to college, but it doesn't cover all of it. And it doesn't cover living expenses and other books, fees, things like that. Middle Georgia State University is the most affordable university in the Southeast, but our graduates still leave with a little student debt. A lot of student debt sometimes. If I can help a student graduate debt-free, that means instead of paying monthly interest on a student loan, they are contributing to your community. They are, instead of paying this loan interest, going to a restaurant. They're going to Company Supply. They're going to the local boutiques. They're buying homes. They're investing in the community. So instead of paying interest, that money stays here. So if you are thinking about ways to invest in your community, we have two really great options. You can support students studying in Dublin on the Dublin campus, or you can name a space in some of our renovations. We have some really great spaces. We have giving levels from smaller to large. You can put your name on it. You can put the name of a loved one on it. You can make a permanent mark in Dublin. If you're interested, you can talk to me, or you can talk to my wonderful colleague here, Julie Davis, who has been working so very hard to raise that money. And the money that goes to naming opportunities here will stay here. It will go to help support the building, and it will support faculty teaching on this campus. Middle Georgia State has incredible trustees in Dublin. We have incredible support from our friends. I know I see two of our trustees here. We've got Bob Walker and Will Curry back there. And so we are incredibly grateful for the work that y'all have done. We're also so grateful for all the friends that support us, talk us up, and help move us forward. And if you would put a date on your calendar, September 1st, we are planning to dedicate these renovations and celebrate this great work.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dustin Gay. I'm a local orthopedic surgeon with Houston Clinic Orthopedics, and we'd really like to invite everybody to come out to our new office facility to take a look at it. It's a larger space with physical therapy, and we're just excited to have it, and we'd love for people to come out and visit us.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Avery. I just want to say how excited I am to have the opportunity to work here at Central Georgia Primary Care. I'm just a stone's throw away from where I was previously, right next to Paul's Tire. You can call to get an appointment at that phone number, or you can come by and we'll be more than happy to get you scheduled.
It's my pleasure at this time to introduce the president of Middle Georgia State University, who serves probably over 8,400 students, came here in 2014, all the way from Wimbledon, England, originally from Wimbledon, England. Dr. Blake and his wife live in Macon. Help me in welcoming Dr. Christopher Blake.
Good morning. It is a delight to be back in Dublin again and to be with you. And Mary's already mentioned some of the friends that we have in the community. I'm also very grateful for my colleagues who are with us today. We have Mary, we have Jan, we have Julie, Scotty, and Stephen, and they spend a lot of time here. And with these renovations going on, we were fortunate to be able to showcase those to some of you yesterday, but if any of you have an interest in having a look while these are happening, please see Stephen or me or Mary, and we can make that happen. We'd be delighted to do that. I know that we have to be out by 8:45, not 1 minute later. And I also know that's good. I'm a Rotarian, and I know if you ever end a Rotary early, it's the best session that anyone's ever heard. They always love that. So anyway, I'm going to give you a brief overview. Many of you know about Middle Georgia State, that it was a consolidation of two previous institutions. That's now over 10 years old, and I'm in my 9th year. So it's been, for me, a personal journey of how do you build a single new organization out of two former ones. It's because of the wonderful students that we have and the future students that we're looking forward to bringing to our health sciences campus here. But it's also because of the colleagues I have. I have a tremendous team. And so together we're doing some history here, and I'm inviting you to be part of this history building that we're doing. So let's quickly go through some pieces. I do here want to only focus on the values. This is our mission and vision that has guided us. But the values are important because they say a lot about the core thinking of the university, that we are stewards. We're stewards of our time, we're stewards of our finances, of course, but we're also stewards of education. We're responsible, and we take our responsibility seriously. And we do that because we think it can only be done in partnership. And so the second value is engagement. You need to engage with people in order to create something. Learning doesn't happen by itself. It's through interaction. If you do that, then change can happen, good change. You can be at the front of it. You can be leading it, not just reacting to it. And we say that this university needs to be adaptable. And in all of that, if all of that happens, yes, our students learn, that's our fourth value, but equally we learn as administrators, as staff, as faculty. We learn as an organization. So these values have shaped the last 10 years for us somewhat powerfully. We're a member of the university system. There are 26 institutions across the state. The flagship ones, you know, as UGA and Tech, and we may have people in this room that are, you know, Dogs fans and those that are not. And you've got Georgia Southern down the road, so, and you've got Middle Georgia State here and up the road. So they're across the state. And we're also approved regionally by our accreditors, and this year we're approved to offer doctoral degrees as well. So we've been elevated. When I arrived 9 years ago, we were only allowed to do bachelor's degrees. Then we were allowed to do master's degrees, and now we're also allowed to do doctoral degrees. So we're growing, and we're meeting the economic needs of the region by having that range of different degrees. So there you have a map, and you can see here I like to refer to Dublin, Eastman and Cochrane as the southeast end of the campus, and Macon and Warner Robins as the northwest end of the campus. And you know, we take this sense of covering the 168 miles between these campuses. We take that very seriously. We are regional, but we also want to be local. We want to be partners with you, but we also know that our responsibility is to a whole area of what I think is one of the most vibrant areas of the state. We don't need to always look at Atlanta as, you know, the hub, the economic hub. No, it isn't. In many other ways, there are things happening that Atlanta struggles with. I'll give you just an example. This healthcare that we can provide here is going to be tailored very directly to the communities around the region. The Eastman campus with our aviation school is a center of economic life and learning for our students. We have 1,100 students, and they can fly in airspace that's not crowded. Try doing that around Atlanta. Try taking off and landing as a student around Atlanta. It does happen, but it's not easy. And down here, they get a lot of time, a lot of opportunity to do safe learning to be a pilot. And that's just two examples. And you know that we have residential campuses in Macon, just down the road in Cochrane. Cochrane is a beautiful campus, the old Middle Georgia College. It's one of the oldest two-year institutions in the country. And I was there just yesterday, and always when I walk around on a spring day, it's got the most beautiful environment you can imagine. If you haven't been down to that campus, it's worth going down and walking around. It's a lovely campus. And of course, we've got our residential aviation campus I mentioned in Eastman. And we're very grateful to the General Assembly. It's been helping us over the years build that program. We've been getting support from the state, and we will continue to do so because aviation is the second largest industry in the state of Georgia after forestry. And we want to be the pipeline for future, not just pilots, but maintenance, air traffic control, and airport management. We run all those programs. In fact, we're the only institution in the state and only one in 10 in the nation that the Federal Aviation Authority has licensed for all those programs. So we're FAA certified in all of our aviation programs. Now, we see our Dublin and Warner Robins campuses as places where they can be professionally focused on the needs of this community and ways in which we can bring students and current employees to come back and get further training. So we refer to these wonderful facilities as our professional campuses. They do not have a residential facility because we're primarily targeting here to serve the communities where people already live within 20 miles. So let's pivot a little bit to Dublin. And I know that is of primary interest to the folks in this room. I'm very proud of what we've been able to do. We are going to build our health sciences campus here. This is going to be the main campus for health sciences at Middle Georgia State. The spearheading that is our nursing program. We are going to be offering our baccalaureate as well as our other online RN to BSN and our graduate programs in nursing here. We're on schedule with the fine renovations that are going on to be able to do that next year. And you may have seen the billboard along 16 that we put deliberately to tell everybody, including our great friends down at Georgia Southern, hey, we're doing nursing in Dublin. You know, a little bit of healthy competition is a good thing, is it not? And what I would say is I want to give a shout out for some of our local representatives, legislators here in this region. Representative Matt Hatchett and Senator Larry Walker have been great allies and friends in supporting this. They were able to obtain $5 million for the renovations of what's going on the Dublin campus. And that took a lot of effort and a lot of persuading. There, as you know, there were many demands on the General Assembly, but we were able to secure those funds. And then additionally, at that point, the Board of Regents, we did that separate from the Board of Regents, which is unusual, but I'm glad we did. And the Board of Regents came forward with some additional funds, and then Governor Kemp awarded Middle Georgia State what was called a GEAR grant just this past spring for another $900,000. So we're able to put $6.5 million of investment into what some of you will remember was originally the old hospital. It has a kind of nice fit to it that the old hospital is now the Dublin campus, health sciences campus. So that wouldn't have happened without support from the state. I'm also grateful there are individuals in this room that have stepped up to help in this program, to name spaces, to give scholarships, and I want to thank them. That kind of individual action is critical in giving life to this. You know, the renovations are important, but the programming is what's really going to matter. So thank you. Thank you for the individual support. I would ask you as a community, keep helping us seek the resources we need. Resources from the health professions, yes, from the hospitals, yes, from individuals and from corporations. This is a community effort that will benefit the community because having great health care here in Lawrence County and in the neighboring counties is good for everyone, is it not? And it's something that we're committed as your regional public university to delivering on. Later, I won't go through all of these. First of all, there are better people than me that can talk floor plans. But before you leave, come up and have a look. This is an extensive renovation on both the first floor and the second floor. It's going to have chemistry labs, biology labs, nursing labs, simulation areas, and it's going to be able to offer not just nursing, but other health programs that we're planning to bring here to Dublin as well. I'm just going to put these up large so you can see that. We've got the skeleton here just to scare you off. That would be a good Halloween picture we might put up. And then one of the important things that I'm delighted is that we're going to have a lobby area and conference room. It's important that people come together. And we hope that you as members of the community might choose to come on campus to hold a meeting, to be able to, enjoy some space together. This is an important open door. It's not a closed campus. And I want to be clear on that this is a public place where we can build health sciences. We do have across, I've mentioned health and natural sciences as this will be the main campus for that school, but you can see we offer a number of critical programs. So for example, our largest it is in health, but then I've mentioned aviation, information technology, and computing and business and so on. So we have a rich range of programs at the university that benefit a whole range of businesses today. The world in which we are living is adapting very quickly to change, and we want to make sure that our graduates have those values that I mentioned earlier, but also have skills and knowledge so that they can be the leaders, whether it's in computing or social work or in teaching in the classroom, that they need to be able to be the best, because that's how this community, which is one of our finest, several of you have heard me say this over the years, from the very first visit I had to this community, not only were you welcoming and warm, but it was evident that you had the potential to really build life and economy here. And I know there was anxiety. I know there was anxiety when the merger took place 10 years ago. And I hope that is now well distant history. It's over. We're here. We want to be strong. We want to work with you to make sure this great community continues to thrive. So at the moment, we had a dip in enrollment because of COVID. The year before, we had 8,400 students. It dipped down to 7,885 last fall, and the great news is it's up again already for next fall. We're seeing people coming back from this pandemic effect. We, obviously, like many of you, not only did we close, but something else happened. People shifted their behavior, their thinking. People started deciding, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Students did the same. We all got a little strange in our behavior in these last couple of years. And while I don't think we'll ever go back to what it was before, what I do want is to get back to what really matters. And for us as a university, it's educating students. So you can see we have 28 countries around the world that send us students. And actually, we have a tennis player who he had to skip class because he had to go and play for Malaysia in the Davis Cup. He's from Malaysia, and he's a Malaysian Davis Cup international tennis player. So we've got some great, wonderful leaders and ambassadors, and those are our students. Mary mentioned the affordability. These are the sticker prices. These don't even take into account Hope and the Hope Scholarship and Pell Grants and academic and athletic scholarships. We're under $5,000 a year. So in 4 years, you can get a degree for less than $20,000 at Middle Georgia State. You will not find a price point like that. But it does mean, and she was right, we need help with things like scholarships and other things, because we're not putting this on the back of students. We are making sure we are incredibly affordable. And it's a headache for an administrator, but that's why we do our work, to be able to make this work. It's a headache in the sense that we've got a lot of responsibilities and not deep pockets, but it's also a joy to be able to say we're the most affordable university in the Southeast, not because we're bragging, but because it helps the students who are coming to us. That's why it's a joy. And so you heard about the foundation. Several of you have worked on the foundation. We thank you for your leadership as trustees of the foundation. The foundation exists separately from the university to bring support to the university. And it is being wonderfully led by Mary and her team. And we are now giving out nearly $500,000 a year just from the foundation in scholarship support. And then that's an extraordinary asset to the students. And you'd be amazed how many people occasionally just need $200 to finish a degree. We hear horror stories, and we're sort of stopping them one at a time, where a student says, well, I couldn't register for that class. And we said, well, if you register for that class, then you'll graduate. And they said, yeah, but I don't have the $300 I need for that. That should never be happening, folks, should it not? And it's because of the work of the foundation that we stop that from happening. People need to graduate. No point going to college. I say, coming to college is not like having a phone plan. If you have a phone plan, the phone company wants you to keep it till there's no longer breath in your lungs. They want you for life. College, we don't want you for life. We want you to go with a degree. We want you to graduate, walk the stage, and leave. There's no point going to college if you stay there or if you don't leave with a degree. And that's why, whether it's an associate's, bachelor's, master's, or doctoral, we've got to help people come back and get there. Right. We have $250 million of impact economically around the region. And, you know, we know that a degree, no matter what you hear, a degree will in a lifetime multiply hugely the economic benefit to the person with that degree. And you can, I'm not going to read this out, but you can see the data is overwhelming. Having a degree will bring financial and economic return to the graduate. And so that's a message that you can help us get out to your employees, to your families, and to the community at large. So that's it. That's my overview of Middle Georgia State. We want to make sure that you understand that this campus, which has taken a while as a new university to figure out what's the best thing to do in our different places, was easy with Eastman because it's an airport. What are you going to do in an airport? You're going to fly planes and maintain them. But our other campuses, that's a harder puzzle. Well, we've figured it out. We've figured it out. We're going to do health sciences here. We're going to do the core curriculum. So you can still do the first 2 years of any Georgia degree here in Dublin and then go on, whether it's to Middle Georgia State or to another place to finish out your bachelor's. And you can do, of course, all of our online degrees from here and get registered and assisted and advised from here in Dublin. But that's the future. It's a future built around nursing and health sciences. It's going to open next year. It wouldn't have happened without your legislators and you helping me explain to our legislators why this would be beneficial. So thank you for being partners in that. I mean that. You helped us make the case. The work you do, the strength of this community helped that happen. So I look forward to great new things. Please feel free to set up a time to come and see the renovations. I wish you a wonderful weekend, and thank you so much for having me this morning.
Dr. Blake, thank you for coming this morning and sharing that information with us. I hope everybody does appreciate how fortunate we are to have this project going on in Dublin, Georgia. Yes, I am a college graduate, and it might not appear when I'm up here doing this, but I was listening, and I'm believing everything you're telling. That degree is so important, and I encourage it, and I know everybody in this room encourages that. So thank you again for coming this morning and talking to us.
Have you heard about the new general store in Menor? Drop by Menor General Store today at 2201 Highway 29 South. We've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner cooked fresh every day, 7 days a week. At Menor General Store, we have all types of feed: rabbit feed, dog feed, horse feed, or any feed for your livestock. We've got you covered. Going fishing? Menor General Store has your bait and tackle, coolers, and all your fish and tackle. Menor General Store for groceries, feed, fishing supplies, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. Well, you get the picture. Menor General Store's got you covered. Menor General Store, right down from Union Baptist Church. Call ahead at 279-5726. Menor General Store in the heart of Menor, Georgia. Ep Lake and the staff at Lakes Alignment has been serving Lawrence and surrounding counties since 1954, offering you the best in suspension, alignment, and tire services. And now Ep and Lisa Lake are proud to announce the addition of Neil Harden and our 24-hour truck, trailer, and tire repair facility with state-of-the-art equipment. Lake's Tire Facility is conveniently located to I-16 and all roads throughout Middle Georgia. Call on us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for truck, trailer, and tire repair. Call 272-4230, serving the Southeast for over 65 years. Lakes Alignment and now 24-hour truck, trailer, and tire repair.